homemade from scratch strawberry cake. This is bakery style. Moist. It's a heavy cake. Not one of those real light cakes. It's nice and heavy, substantial, delicious. Let's make this wonderful cake. I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and this is regular table salt, 1/2 teaspoon, and baking powder, 2 teaspoons, and we'll mix this together. Next, I have 1 1/3 cups of strawberries that I pureed. You can do it by hand with a fork or a potato masher or something. I use the food processor. 1 1/3 cups. I'm going to add vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons, 1/2 cup of milk. That's regular whole milk. And I'm going to add some lemon zest of this lemon to it. You want at least a teaspoon of lemon zest, or 2 teaspoons is fine as well, just somewhere in there. And I will get the rest of that lemon zest in there. I don't want to hold you up, and then mix it all together. Next, I'm going to add 2 sticks of butter. This is room temperature butter. And 2 cups of sugar. And get this all mixed up. I'm going to mix this on medium-high for about 5-6 minutes, something like that. Okay, so it's been 6 minutes, and this is kind of what it looks like. Of course, I did scrape it down, you know, a couple, 3 times during that time. And it looks fluffy to me. It just looks wonderful. So this recipe is a bakery type of cake. So it's a heavy cake, a dense cake, a very filling cake, and a wonderful cake that I've made before. Now we're going to add 4 egg whites. And we're going to mix these in quite well. Okay, I'm going to scrape this down. I already have a couple times. And we're going to add 2 eggs in, and we're going to add them one at a time. Mix one in, then add the other one in, and mix. And after I get both of them in there, I'm going to really beat it again, you know, high speed. Get that egg whipped up and mixed in. Got them both in, and I should have added it over here so you could see. I apologize for that. Okay, all those eggs are mixed in. Now I'm going to start adding flour. We want to add, oh, where's my spoon? We want to add in, try to guess at it, and about 1/3 of the flour. So about a cup of flour in here. And then we're going to add in the strawberry stuff we made. And I always do this on the low. Scrape it down a bit. half of the strawberry mixture that has the lemon zest in there. And the lemon zest, if you don't have that, you know, it's alright, but it really adds to the cake, I think, very nicely. And we're going to add in another third of the flour. Then the rest of the strawberries. And you know, you can use frozen strawberries too. If you're going to use a food processor to make the puree, you can use frozen ones, and you don't really even have to defrost them. I'll talk more about that in the description with the recipe. And the rest of the flour. And just mix this up until it looks right. This is mixed up. It just needs a final stir to kind of combine things. And I love this great big spatula. It's perfect for making cakes. And it's perfect for, like, if you fold egg whites into something or whipped cream into something. Big is the way to go. Big spatula. And I turned on my oven just before we started mixing. And the oven doesn't take very long to get to 350. And I'm going to bake it in two 8-inch cake pans. You can bake this in a 13 by 9 if you wish. And I'm just going to try and even it out half and half. If you're not perfect, your cake will look even better, even more homemade. Spread it out. Now I did spray these with a spray, and I lined them with you can't really see it, paper, kitchen paper. And then sprayed them again, just to make sure the cake comes out. I just like to make it in this kind of pans because it just looks better. It looks better, it looks more yummy to me. And I will put these in the oven. And the last time I baked this, my oven wasn't doing very good. It took a long time to bake them. But now my oven is fixed and working. And probably about 35 minutes, I'm guessing. I think this one has more in it. But that's okay. Into my 350 oven. Here they are, out of the oven. It took 40 minutes to bake. And this is how I test them. They spring back. And we'll let these cool off for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to turn them over. And remove the paper and let them cool down all the way, and then we'll make some frosting. We're going to make some strawberry cream cheese frosting, and I bought these I got these at Aldi's. These are freeze-dried strawberries. I think they were like $2.79, something like that, maybe $2.59. And they look like this. So I have about like a quarter cup. If you were to put these in a measuring cup, about a quarter cup. And I ground them up in my little small food processor, and we're going to put them in the icing like this, and they will flavor the icing. Now I have before used about like 3 tablespoons of strawberries that I mashed up, and that worked fine. I just had to add a little extra powdered sugar. So the ingredients in this is we're going to put that in there, the strawberries, the freeze-dried strawberries. I'm going to put it in just a little squeeze of lemon, maybe a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, something like that, a pinch of salt, and here's a package of cream cheese. And another package of cream cheese. And we're going to add, this is all softened. It's been at room temperature for a while. And a stick of butter. And I'm going to mix all this up before I start adding the powdered sugar. I got that mixed up. I'm probably going to use around 4 cups of powdered sugar. Now, this is not a cup measure, it's a half a cup measure. And in the description will be the recipe with all the amounts and everything. I'll even include it in grams if you like. Now that's 2 cups worth. And before I start turning this mixer on, because it will fly everywhere, I kind of try and mix it in some first, like this. And I think that helps it, so it doesn't fly away everywhere. We'll put that on and give it a mix. Okay, I'm going to put in another 4 of these. We'll make 2 more cups. And get this out of the way. As you see, my measuring isn't perfect because you don't really need to be. So that's about 4 cups there. And again, just kind of mix it in a little bit. This recipe makes about 5 cups, which is a little bit over a liter of frosting. And put that back on there and give it a mix. Alright, I did add 1 more half cup, so that is 4.5 cups of confectioner's sugar, and I think it's just right. It could be a little thicker. If you want it a little thicker, just add more sugar. But I think it's about right.